worst experience, I have two that stand out.
Okay.
The first one was, I did Comedy Time, and I'm sorry to say this about Comedy Time, because, you know, they're lovely people that work there and everything. There's nothing to do with them.
Right.
But Comedy Time is basically a online content company. They have their own website that has like content, like a Funny or Die almost.
Yeah.
But they control their content, so it's not user uploaded content. They have their own original content, but what they do is they every Wednesday they tape at the Ice House. They tape like 6 or 7 comics doing 7-minute sets,
right.
clean. And then they take that tape and they upload it to their site, and then they own the content of that. So when I did it, when I did Comedy Time, I was like 2.5 years into stand-up.
Oh.
You get into like different levels, or like sophomore levels, where it's like you're unsure of your set, and then you start to do well, and you start to really polish the set that you have, and then you start to get validation, and then you perfect that set for that level, and then all of a sudden you get an ego. Because you're like, boom, who's killing on every show? This
Right.
guy, So I was at a point where I had like 12 killer minutes. Now, by the way, I'll tell you right now, those 12 minutes no longer work. Even if I were to do them, it's very weird. You outgrow your material.
Yeah.
It's not even mental. It's like all of a sudden your tried and true jokes aren't working anymore. And it's a very sad day when that happens, because you're like, oh my God, I have to like get off the tee,
Right.
But so I was at a height. I was at like an apex of like, I have these 12 killer minutes. I'm killing on every show I go at. Like, I'm like, fucking, this is it, man. So I wanted to do Comedy Time. The guy who books it was like, you're kind of dirty. And I was like, I can do 7 minutes where I don't swear or say pussy, or I can replace pussy with vagina. Like, I can do things. I really wanted to do it. For me, I didn't have any like markers of like, I don't know, in retrospect, it was really stupid. And I kind of knew I was making a mistake. But anyway, so I went to tape, and they pack it out. It's great. And the Ice House is a great room.
Yeah.
They pack it out, and nobody bombs at the Ice House. No one. It doesn't happen. It's one of the easiest rooms in the country. I mean, everybody will tell you that. It's just, for some reason, people just want to laugh there. It's like drunk Mexicans. They're great to perform in front of. I've never known of anyone who had a bad set at the Ice House. I got up, I was first, and my opening joke they didn't get it. It just flatlined. And I was too early on into stand-up to be able to recalibrate and be like, okay, well, maybe that didn't work, but I can get them back, or maybe they'll be able to use some of this set, or whatever. I mean, it just threw me. Threw me completely. Like, I was like, and at that time in my career, too, I was very like, or at that time in my set, it was very much like, here's my setup, here's my punchline, so it was very much like, if they didn't laugh, I was really on alert.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I delivered my punchline, nothing, and I have a camera on me, and I'm like, all I think is like, I'm the only person to ever bomb at the Ice House. I'm the only person to ever bomb at the Ice House. And I ended up having this like awful set, right? Mortified, got off stage, tail between my legs, like just run away and cry. I don't even know if they paid me. I think I just left. And so then like 6 months later, and I knew they weren't going to do anything with the set because it was awful. I bombed.
Right.
Oh no, what did I say? I came off stage and I apologized to the booker, and he was like, I told you you weren't right for the show or something. And I was like, okay. And then so 6 months later, I got my confidence back up. I didn't do stand-up for a month after that, so how mortified I was. I got my confidence back up. I recontacted the booker, and I was like, look, I want to do it again. He's like, we don't let people do it twice. And I was like, well, if you remember, my last set was horrid. You're not going to use it. It's nowhere on your site. You're not ever going to use it. So can I just do it again? Maybe there's something you can use. So we did it again. It was a pretty good set. Now, also in retrospect, it was the beginning of all the bits that I do now that are like really blown out and polished. So it was like way elementary, but it was a better set. I had a better time. And they use that set, and they use it on their Comedy Time site, and they use it on their chick comedy site, and they use it on Hulu and Metacafe, and I mean, it is fucking everywhere. If you Google my name, that is the fucking first thing that comes up. It's everywhere. It's the only video anybody can find on me. It is, it's got like all these views because it's been up for a long time. Anytime a booker hires me, they don't ask me for video, they just go online, because this is what happens, they just go online, they find it. I'm 25 pounds heavier, I'm blonde, I don't have bangs, and my bits are, you know, an eighth of what, same bits, but like not even nearly developed. It is the bane of my existence. If they said, give us $2,000 and we'll take it down, I would come up with the money. I want that thing fucking off the air. I hate it. It's awful. It is such a regret. It's such a regret. So, and anytime anyone meets me, they're like, oh my god, you don't look at anything. I thought you were fat and blonde.